This is Summer with Summer's Tips and Stitches, and I thought I would share with you guys the mess that I have going on in my knitting. So right here, as you can see, if I flip this up you can see better, I have a disaster happening. What happened is I was knitting on the couch and one of my lovely children bounced jubilantly onto my lap. And I ended up, at that point, only losing like one stitch. From there, I decided I was going to try to fix it. And so then I started fiddling with this. Because when you are a knitter, here I'll show you guys. I've seen some of my knitting buddies do this before. When you get some of these stitches on this other hook or this other needle, you can start fiddling with this stuff over here and somehow with their intelligence fiddle these things in and out of each other and fix it. As you can see, I have a stitch here that is stretched out and messed up. So I fiddled with it and I went from having one messed up stitch to one, two, I can't even get them back on now. Look at that, I'm about to lose one. Anyway, I went to having about 5 messed up stitches. So, what I'm thinking about doing, because I'm sure I could watch a video on how to fix this disaster. But I mean, not to sound like a pouty pants here, I thought I'd let you look at this a little better, is they wouldn't be able to help me with my exact issue. And I'm not really in the mood for learning something new. Part of me wants to completely frog this project, because a few of my wonderful commenters have told me what Lion brand silk was. And apparently it's closer to a DK sport weight, and this is a sock yarn. So it's not going to be like what the picture is. Here also I've somehow done something. So there is still the option of frogging it, but I don't think I'm going to do that just yet. What I've decided to do is this. Let's see if I can get my camera to focus for you guys. There we go. I've decided to make a lifeline. Have any of you heard of that before? I've heard of that. From, gosh, I want to say it was Tammy, because she is a knitter and she had a project. And so basically, she had a project that had her knit in a lifeline. So I'm thinking about, well, I've got something going on right there, as you can see, right there. I'm thinking about going in to where I cannot find a problem, probably this row, and pick up one loop on each, like this. Do you see that in the video? I'm going to go through and pick up each of those loops like that on this needle as I go across. I think the other thing that makes this hard for me is because it is a variegated yarn. I can't necessarily see where the rows are pretty clearly, if you know what I mean. But anyway, that's what I'm going to try to do. I'm going to try to pick up all the stitches, and then I'm going to pull this. It's actually a remnant from Mandala. I had thought about initially doing a thread, because I thought that would be easier to get through the loops, but then I realized once it's on this thread, once I have this yarn all the way through this whole row, and there's like 80 some stitches on here, I'm then going to frog up to where this line is, and then all of these loops that are on this thread right here, I'm going to then put back on to my circular knitting needles. Like that. Okay? So once I have this stretched out all along that row, then I'm going to rip it out, and then like I said, I'm going to put these back onto my knitting needles. So that's part also why I decided to use a little thicker of a yarn, because I wanted to make sure that these loops did not stretch out really low, really small. And I think as I am going through this, I'm making it a bigger mess than it was. Yep, that's what it looks like to me, that I'm making this a big mess. Like I said, part of me is thinking about just ripping the whole thing out and using this yarn for something else. And this also is the reason why I love knitting, or I love crocheting more than knitting. Because I feel like it's easier to fix a stitch. Okay, just one second. Okay, so I won't make you sit here and watch this whole tedious process. This is very early on a Saturday morning. My son got up and he wanted to come downstairs, and I thought, well, you know what, while he wants to come downstairs, I'll come down here and work on this, and then in a little bit I'll get up and take a shower and I'll film a video for you. I don't know exactly. I'm either going to film the 10 non-yarny things about me, or also, because I had that giveaway going on, I have people, I had said, you know, go ahead and ask me any questions you wanted, and some people are asking yarny type questions, so I thought, oh, well, there's another video. I'll make a video and answer those questions too. So I'm either going to answer the non-yarny things about me, or I'm going to answer some of those questions that I got in regards to my knitting and crocheting. So that will happen soon. I'm going to release this video right away, just in case there's a few of you out there that are awake. And I'll let you know when I decide what I'm going to do. Because this is how much I've knitted since my last video. And I showed you, and that was Thursday. I got quite a bit done. All in all, the video, or this project is getting, I would say, almost halfway done. Oh, man. I don't even know. I feel like this could also be a waste of time, because if I decide to frog it because it is the wrong type of yarn for this project, why would I waste my time trying to put this Lifeline in? And like I said, something crazy is going on over here now. Alright, well, I'll let you know what I end up doing, or show you this progress on the Lifeline, because I have got all of this to put that Lifeline through. Isn't that nuts, friends? Alright, well, this is the reason I don't love knitting as much as I love crochet. I think if this were crochet, I could have this fixed. This is only like a couple rows of knitting. I could have frogged this, redone it, in far less time than what it's going to take for me to fix this for knitting. Because now I got a hot mess going on over here, and I've got a hot mess going on over here. Golly, I don't even know. Alright, well, thanks for watching and subscribing. The 2 videos coming up are going to be the ones where I answer questions about my personal life, non-yarn related, and then some yarny type questions. Thanks for watching and subscribing, and until then, happy crafting.